Right now at 5, faith-based walk. Coulee Region Christians gather to recognize Good Friday.
And the Tomah VA Medical Center honors its Vietnam War veterans.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
The Teamsters Union at City Brewing Company could go on strike in May if a new contract is not agreed upon. According to sources within Teamsters Local 695, this week's two-day vote saw overwhelming support to authorize a strike. More than 400 members voted on two measures. The first, a litmus test on if members approved a proposed 12-hour workday. And the second was whether to authorize a strike. Sources say members voted in favor of authorizing a strike and did not approve of the 12-hour shifts. Teamsters Local 695 has not shared the official tally of votes, but we will share those numbers once they become available. City Brewing Company says they are in the early stages of negotiations with the union for a new deal. The union's current contract with the brewery is up in May.
Well, we definitely felt those warmer temps today. A little bit of cloud cover, which is indicative of some rain coming tonight, Greg.
Yeah, we got some rain, even some wintry mix for a few areas too, but most of us will just see some wet weather just for tonight. But overall, that's what we're seeing for this evening. Generally dry conditions for at least the first half. We might see some showers approach as we get closer to 9 or 10 for La Crosse. Very light showers too, not going to be a heavy rain even at that. Getting down to just 47, so still fairly mild. That's a good news with the temperatures being hauled up with cloud cover up to Eau Claire, back to the upper 30s with once again closer to 10. We might see some of those light showers begin to approach the area. Radar's not seeing any of that. All of it is to the west. Temperatures currently in the 50s, mostly to the 40s to the north. So closer to average, a little bit above. So that's a good news. I spoke of the wintry precipitation. There is a winter weather advisory out for areas up to the northeast because some of this could be in the form of freezing rain or sleet. It's kind of difficult to see if this actually accumulated on road surfaces towards the morning, but as you kind of time that out, you can see the rain begin to approach the area. Light amounts really further south and north you go, and that's where you start seeing the mix after about 3 to 4 a.m. up to the north. So something to keep an eye on if you're traveling in that direction. Later on, we'll kind of break down what the Easter forecast looks like, which doesn't look too bad, but we do have some rain in the forecast, which that'll continue into April Fools into next week too.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Family, friends, and fellow politicians gathered in Connecticut to say goodbye to former Senator and Vice Presidential nominee Joe Lieberman. Democratic lawmakers, including Senators Richard Blumenthal and Chris Murphy, as well as Connecticut's governor, were among those who spoke at Lieberman's funeral today. Former Vice President Al Gore also delivering remarks, calling the man he chose as his VP running mate in the 2000 race his friend.
We laughed together, fought like hell together for what we wanted our country to be. Prayed together. Thought for a season we had won together, but, well, you know that part of the story.
Lieberman spent 24 years in the Senate and made history as the first Jewish candidate on a major party presidential ticket. He died Wednesday at the age of 82 due to complications from a fall.
Today is National Vietnam Veterans Day. It's when local VAs thank and honor the people who served during the Vietnam War. The Tomah VA Medical Center held a ceremony to honor our area veterans. The walls of Veterans Hall were hung with educational posters on the Vietnam War. Veterans and their families heard from various guest speakers, including Tomah Municipal Judge and Navy veteran Tom Flock. The Master of Ceremonies for today's celebration says they're giving Vietnam vets the appreciation they should have received when they first returned home.
When they came back home from war, that they did not get an appropriate welcome, and we want to make sure that we honor and dedicate this ceremony to them and give them the welcome that they deserve.
Each Vietnam veteran received a commemorative pin for their service.
Well, a Good Friday ritual at the Franciscan Spirituality Center this morning. People of all denominations gathering for the 15th annual Peace and Justice Stations of the Cross. The 2-mile prayer walk includes 10 stops, starting at St. Rose Convent and ending at Riverside Park. Walkers reflect on the journey of Jesus to his crucifixion, taking moments for songs and prayers at each stop. One organizer says the walk outside is a good opportunity to connect with people who are experiencing hardships.
It is important for us to remember those in our community that are still suffering and to lift them up in prayer, but then also to remember that our prayers do not end simply with words.
Local community leaders were invited to lead prayers on that walk, which lasted about 2 hours.
Today, students from area schools joined forces for a food drive. Interact clubs from 6 local schools gathered outside the Valley View Mall for a student-run food drive, hoping to fill the shelves at the Hunger Task Force. The clubs already have an annual I Feed food drive in the fall, but this was the first ever Good Friday food drive, and they're hoping to make it an annual event.
This is the first one. We would like to make this an annual event, kind of every Good Friday moving forward, because the Hunger Task Force shelves are a little low right now. So this is a perfect time of year to stock those shelves with food, and of course we'll have cash donations as well, but we'll make sure that people in the La Crosse area do not go hungry.
Now, the drive today collected over 1,500 food items and 1,400 in monetary donations. All proceeds will be donated to the Hunger Task Force.
A Texas teacher has announced his bid for the White House, and his name, Literally Anybody Else. Literally Anybody Else, formerly known as Dustin Eby, legally changed his name to run for president. The U.S. Army veteran said he was fed up with America's options between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. He's working on securing 113,000 signatures from non-primary voters in Texas to get his name on the ballot. But if Literally Anybody Else fails, he's encouraging people to write his name in as a neither option. The 7th grade teacher is campaigning to make healthcare and education accessible.
Well, for people looking for a job in politics, there are about to be hundreds of jobs available at the Republican National Committee. Just a few weeks ago, the organization fired a large portion of its staff. Now it's opening dozens of offices across the country and staffing them up. That's going to happen over the next month or so as Republicans gear up for the presidential election. One official within the RNC says the campaign will run differently in each battleground state. Less than a month ago, Donald Trump's campaign moved his top campaign advisor to the committee. He also helped elect Michael Whatley as the new chairman, with his daughter-in-law Lara Trump serving as co-chair.
Millions of Americans are traveling to see a total solar eclipse, but witnessing the rare sight could be expensive.
After the break, a look at the prices for an eclipse trip.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, a new season of Major League Baseball ushers in a new owner of the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, MLB owners approving the sale of the historic American League franchise to a group led by David Rubenstein for $1.7 billion. The sale comes just days after the death of 94-year-old Peter Angelos, who had been part of the Orioles ownership for 3 decades. Rubenstein is the billionaire co-founder of the Carlyle Group and a Baltimore native. Orioles legend Cal Ripken Jr. is also part of the new ownership group.
Well, on April 8th, a total eclipse will be visible from Texas to New England.
Yeah, if you're thinking of traveling to one of the places in the path of totality, get ready for crowds and high prices.
Now, Robbie Owens shows us how much a glimpse of the eclipse will cost.
From restaurants in Little Rock, Arkansas,
bringing in extra food, of course. Number one, we're getting more.
To stores in Burlington, Vermont.
Gas stations, restaurants, that kind of thing, they're going to be packed.
Cities and towns in the path of a rare total solar eclipse are preparing to welcome millions of people who will be looking up at the sky and also looking for places to stay and eat.
It'll be a long day, for sure. It'll be all hands on deck.
For those thinking of traveling to an eclipse location, get ready for blinding prices. Average flights to Little Rock are more than $600, Buffalo more than $700, and a ticket to Montreal is nearly $1,200. Coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area will cost even more. Prices for flights landing here the day before the eclipse are almost $1,900. There is a cheaper option. Fly to Nashville for around $340 and then drive 3 hours west to the path of totality. However, lodging won't be cheap.
We've seen a surge in demand for hotels.
Hopper lead economist Haley Berg says some cities are seeing prices 500% higher than normal. A stay in Buffalo the night before the eclipse is more than $900.
Consider staying at hotels outside of the path of totality and driving into the path in the afternoon on Monday. That way you'll pay a lower rate but can still experience the eclipse.
Berg says if you want to go, make those plans now. before the rates go even higher. Robbie Owens, CBS News, Fort Worth, Texas.
You can see the path of the eclipse on NASA's website. And to think the moon's going to be covering it for a total of 4.5 minutes. And all these people are going to be flocking over there, spending lots of dough. But it only happens so often.
That's true, but man, that is a premium on every second.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Southwest Airlines is preparing to join the ranks of other carriers offering overnight flights. The all-economy airline announced it's planning to start offering red-eye flights for the first time. Flights are expected to start out of Las Vegas and Hawaii within 2 years. Southwest hopes to offer about 50 of those red-eyes a day. Such flights are common in the industry, but Southwest didn't have a booking system that could handle them until 2017. Southwest management says the 2-year window will allow the airline to work out all the technical and labor details.
Queen Bey has done it again, releasing her 8th studio album.
An inside look at its 27 tracks and the artists she worked with to make the album possible.
We have showers tonight, but what does your Easter forecast look like? Well, we do have a little bit of showers, but temperatures look okay. I'll break down when to expect that rain maybe on Easter Sunday and what April Fools and the rest of the first week of April looks like. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Beyonce is out with a new album paying homage to country music and some undersung black pioneering country musicians.
Yeah, the Texas-born superstar dropping Act 2 Cowboy Carter overnight. It features 27 tracks, including collaborations with Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, Dolly Parton, and a special cover of Parton's classic Jolene.
Steel guitarist Robert Randolph, who plays on the song 16 Carriages, appeared on CBS Mornings to discuss what the album means for other black musicians trying to break into country.
For the last 20, 30 years, there's been a lot of black country artists trying to break through out of Nashville. Many have moved there. And just the fact that she's sort of hinted at releasing a record and now that it's out, she's given all those people newfound hope to like, hey, I can be a country artist, because it didn't happen before.
Queen Bey herself says this ain't a country album, calling it a Beyonce album.
Yeah, her hit Texas Hold'em, which my wife will play once and then sticks in my head for 2 weeks.
It's that type of song.
Came out last month. It's catchy though.
It is.
She made her first black woman ever with a #1 single on the Hot Country Songs chart.
That's crazy. Now, I did listen to the entire album this morning.
Yep, you'd be our resident expert on it.
Right. 27 tracks is a little deceiving because there's interludes of just like 5-second snippets of Dolly Parton introducing the next song.
Okay.
I didn't get that big of a country vibe besides Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, but
like she says, it's a Beyonce album.
It is a Beyonce album, exactly. So yeah.
A recommendation though, I guess.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, for anyone traveling this weekend, let's see what it's in store with Greg.
Yeah, in store, we do have Easter coming up, and I want to have a shout out to my granddaughter who turns 2 coming on March 30th. So that's my daughter right there. So stepdaughter. So that was in Louisiana, so she turns 2 the same month of my birthday too. But overall, we do have showers tonight. There's a possibility for some wintry mix. And then clouds for Saturday, but for the most part, Saturday looks dry. And then we do have afternoon showers coming back on Easter. Looks like the second half of Easter, and further south you go, better chance. For tonight, that winter weather advisory, something to take note of north and east of Eau Claire. Some of this freezing rain or snow or sleet could mix in or actually begin as that too, and then wrap itself up. So something to keep in mind if you're traveling in that general direction. But overnight, really, it's just light rain. The better shot is going further south for some maybe pockets of thunderstorms down there. But as you see coming through the night, it's this area just northeast of Eau Claire where you could see a little bit of mix turning into a little bit of snow. It's a little bit unclear if any of this will actually stick to road surfaces given their temperatures have been fairly warm. But that is something to keep in mind up through about Saturday morning up to that general direction. Otherwise, everyone else will see the rain kind of come to an end by Saturday morning. Just cloud cover off and on through tomorrow. Still some peaks of the sun, especially in the afternoon with that light northeast wind. Temperatures still getting up into the upper 40s near 50 to the south. A little bit cooler up to the north. But all in all, not too bad of a Saturday to start off the weekend. And as we go closer into Easter weekend, we do have that snow. Here's the ice potential. Very light amounts. And this could be on grassy areas. It's hard to say if that's going to be on roads. but something we'll keep an eye on. Otherwise, for Easter, we do have more showers coming in, but it's really to the afternoon hour time frame. Otherwise, temperatures getting up to the mid-40s by noon, lower 50s for Eau Claire too. As we go through, oops, that should have been La Crosse. Eau Claire is basically looking in the upper 40s, mid-40s for the noontime. The shower chance for them is more towards the evening hour. Once again, very light amounts if we do get any. Speaking of the system, it's really out to the west. It's kind of spinning these waves through. There's the one that kind of comes through the area on Sunday. Not a huge deal for some precipitation in the afternoon. The evening hours, we could see more of it come through, and then it really gets focusing on Monday into Tuesday, where the system begins to lift north, spreading rain. The track remains mainly to the south. We're on the kind of the northern fringe right now of it, so rain looks good as Monday afternoon through Tuesday, and then as we go into Tuesday morning, the transition to snow, there still remains that possibility we'll have to keep an eye on for the Tuesday morning commute to see if that does materialize. Once we get past Tuesday, we'll get those winds turn around to the north. Cold Wednesday, but then we're going to warm really quickly back up for the end of the week. But for tonight, on and off showers. As you go up towards Stanley, Ladysmith, and those areas, you might see that wintry mix, some light freezing rain towards later after midnight. Otherwise, for tomorrow, we're seeing cloud cover. Showers come to an end in the morning. Temperatures get up to the 50s to the south, to the mid-40s up to the north. Once again, some peak to the sun. And then Sunday, overall cloudy, but we do have that rain chance coming in towards the afternoon hours that'll extend all the way through Tuesday morning, with the potential for some snow mixing in or changing over for the Tuesday morning commute. We'll keep an eye on that, but all in all, not too bad of a weekend. We are going to dodge some showers, nothing all-day rain, nothing heavy, and then temperatures after that. A couple cool days, and your 60s are back.
Yeah.
Maybe even 70 by next weekend. We'll see. Maybe.
You're fooling us already.
I'm fooling you. It's April Fool's coming first.
April Fool's Day.
Snowstorm's
right
coming
there.
afterwards.
Oh boy. No, none of that.
No, thank you. All right, Greg, appreciate it. Well, as we alluded to a little bit earlier, everyone's excited for the eclipse coming up, but it's important to be safe when viewing it.
How to tell the difference between counterfeit and real eclipse glasses.
Join us for Mindful Monday as we shed light on alarming alcohol-related statistics in our community. Learn about initiatives promoting alcohol awareness and how to get support when we see you at 5 a.m.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, we're now just days away from the total eclipse of the sun.
If you plan to watch the rare celestial event, listen up. Fake eclipse glasses are hitting the market.
So here's how to tell if your glasses are real or fake. Look closely. The orange framed glasses at the top are counterfeit. They come with black sunglass-like lenses that have straight left and right edges.
Meanwhile, real eclipse glasses, like the pair at the bottom, have reflective lenses with curved left and right edges.
Okay, so according to the American Astronomical Society, the counterfeit glasses may be hard to spot because they have text and original artwork that makes them appear real.
Now, to make sure you're not getting a fake pair of eclipse glasses, you can check the list of safe manufacturers and resellers of American Astronomical Society's website.
And you know how I am about my eyes.
Yeah,
so
don't touch your eyes.
Don't touch my eyes. I have so much fear over like losing that.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna try.
Right.
I'll just listen to the rest of you if you look at it or you take a trip.
Well,
Let me know how it is to experience.
I thought it was easy to distinguish. The bad ones are the orange ones, the good ones are the black ones.
I'm already feeling like I need to squint here.
I know,
over,
right?
Over fear of my eye conditions.
I know, no LASIK and just don't, even though you can technically look at it when the moon is completely covering it, but I'd probably not. Best advice too, just in case. Just in case of that rare occasion, exactly. Okay, we'll be right back after this.
All right, we'll have some showers overnight. There could be some wintry mix north and northeast of Eau Claire. That's something to keep in mind of through tomorrow morning. Won't be a lot, but there is that advisory out. Otherwise, dry for most of Saturday. We do have the showers coming in Sunday. That gets more numerous as we go into Monday. But positive news, you got the 60s towards the end of the week next week.
That's a tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us at 5.
We'll see you in a couple of minutes.